Hi Gemini, welcome to your month ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And there are still spaces left, and probably will only be for the rest of this month actually, spaces left on the winter solstice alignment activation session. It's going to be absolutely amazing. There's going to be a whole bunch of stuff in there, and it will culminate in a full FLP session, which on its own is already double the price of what I'm charging for the whole session. So if you want to get your seat, spaces are limited. You can do so on the link in the description box below. If you would like to book a personal reading with me as well, you can also do that in the description box below. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless all of my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look, see what the month ahead has in store for you. November 2019. The image that I saw when I went into my intuition and I asked what was the message, what was the overarching energy or theme that Gemini needed to know this month, what I could see was a book closing. So that's what that is. It's not very well drawn, I know, but you know, I tried my best. And literally that was the message. It was close the chapter. This is the time for you to close the chapter. Whatever it is that has been hanging around, whatever it is that you have been dealing with or doing for enough time, this now sees you on the other end of it, and it sees you ready to close the chapter. It sees you ready to close the book. You have done that. You've had that experience. You know where a specific path leads. You're not to go down it again. This is where it ends. So in the month of November, you are tapping into that Scorpio energy and letting something die off. You're letting something come to a close, right? Which is a really good place to be, because it means that you're utilizing the energy that is already surrounding you. And in a way, and I've said this as well, if you haven't seen it, check out the monthly general. This will be the last one of those that I post this year, unless you become a member, which you can do in the link in the description box below. Shameful advertising, I know. So yeah, if you know, and I said that in the monthly, that this is going to be the month of culmination. December 2019 is going to be a lot easier for everybody. I feel like it's a lot more smooth sailing, because when we get into 2020 from January straight on, we are going to be at it, under it, with it, in it. All right, all of us in some way, shape or form. So with that said, Gemini, your message this month is close the chapter. It's time for you to let something go. It's time for you to let something, it's time for you to close the chapter, right? It's time for you to close the book on an experience that you've already had. So your sectors of the month, you have your actions and interactions with the world at large. And this month you get the King of Cups, right? The King of Chalices. And the King of Chalices is all about enjoyment. King of Chalices is all about living life to the fullest, but also living your life through your emotions rather than allowing them to rule you. The thing about the King of Cups, he's very emotionally aware. He's very, very good at utilizing his emotional energy to get what he wants, or to get him to where he would like to be. The fact that this is in your action sector really, for me, kind of says that you're ready for the better experiences of life. You're ready to start enjoying life more. And it could be that this month you're interacting with people who are already doing this. It's almost like you're looking to people and saying, well, sorry, you know, how did they do it? How, you know, and you could be looking at people and saying, well, they've achieved what I want to achieve. So how did they do it? What are the steps that they took? It's almost like you're looking this month to emulate people, right? And you're emulating people that have already tread the path that you want to, right? And in order to do that, you're going to have to do this whole thing of doing something different, of going to places that you haven't been before and all the rest of it. But this for you, really, Gemini, the feeling that I'm supposed to tell you, the feeling of what I'm getting that I'm supposed to tell you is, it's supposed to be easy. It doesn't have to be a slog. It doesn't have to be hard. Even this whole thing of closing the book, closing the chapter, it doesn't have to come with drama. Sometimes you can can literally just choose to walk away. And sometimes that really is the best thing for us to do. You know, it's sometimes we may feel it, but the thing is, even if he's ruled by, even though he's got his emotions and some of them will be challenged, some of them will be challenging, the King of Cups rules his emotions. He doesn't allow them to rule him. Your money and materials, you've got the Knight of Pentacles. This is a great card for money and materials, actually, because it suggests that you're more determined about your finances. You're more determined this month than ever to improve your financial lot, to look at your finances, your money, your materials, your resources, and say, actually, how can I get the most out of these things? How can I get more out of it? And the fact that you've got the Knight of Pentacles means that you're getting gung-ho. It's like this month you're saying to yourself, I don't care whether we're at the end of the year, I want more money, I want more abundance, I want more prosperity, and you're getting very proactive about making that happen. The fact that you've got the Knight of Pentacles next to the King of Cups, I mean, they're complementary elements to start with. And this is about you saying, right, what are my talents and my skills? What are the things that I do really well? This is the thing about the King of Cups. He's considered the softer of all of the kings because he's the king of water. He's the king of emotions. But that is his strength. He plays to his strengths. He understands how to utilize his own abilities, right? He doesn't try to do something that is not like him. He sticks into the... what's the word? He sticks with the attributes that he knows are his. And the fact that you've got the Knight of Pentacles means that this month you're saying to yourself, right, what are my skills? What are the things that I can do that are going to earn me money? What are the things that I can do that nobody can do like me, right? And it's not about being conceited or up myself, as some people say. It's about really just looking at what your talents and your skills are and saying to yourself, okay, how do I get the most out of those? How do I make them work for me? So your communications with the world at large this month, you've got the Knight of Wands, right? So there's lots of movement happening this month. Some of you, this could be about travel. This could see you going to places. It could see you speaking with people at a distance. There could be a lot of communication with people in foreign countries, with people that are at the opposite end of the country that you live in. Lots of communication with people at a distance, lots of travel, lots of commuting. There's a very sort of big travel vibe about this because you've got two knights and they're right next to each other. It could be that for some of you, you're offered a job or a position, but that position comes with having to move. It could be that the next steps that you're taking are going to take you away from where you live or away from the place that you currently work at. Really interesting as well, because your communications with the Knight of Wands, this means that you're communicating passionately. You're talking about the things that you want to do, the places that you want to go, the kind of people that you want to interact with. And it's almost like you're saying to yourself, you know what? Yeah, let's just go for it. There's a very dynamic energy about this month. If you find yourself being invited to places, you must go along. There is travel on your cards anyway, whether it's short distance or long haul. Will kind of tell with your your surroundings, so to speak, or I guess your own circles. So your heart and half sector, right? What's going on with your love? This month you get the Queen of Wands, right? So reaffirming your boundaries, right next to the Knight of Wands as well. I mean, this is really interesting for me because it suggests, for those of you that are single, this is about you really saying to yourself, right, this is what I have to offer. Sometimes this can be about, right, this is what I want from a relationship, but that's an evolution. This month you're saying to yourself, I know what I bring to the table. I know what I offer as a partner. And when you know that, when you're really sure and confident in what it is that you can offer, what it is that you can bring to your side of the relationship, it makes you naturally more attractive, right? Because there's that confidence, there's that surety. And more importantly, let's face it, when you want to be in a partnership with someone, a part of you does wonder, well, what are you going to bring to enhance my life? It doesn't always have to be about finances or money. Sometimes it can be about what somebody's going to teach you, if they're going to challenge you. And it looks like that is a big part of this. It's almost like a lot of you are saying, right, I want somebody that's going to challenge me. I want somebody that's going to grow me. I want somebody that is going to, that's going to give me the challenge. Somebody that's going to make me have to think twice about what I'm doing or what I'm saying. That is whether you say that you don't like that sort of thing or not, I don't care what you say. I think it's true. It's a turn on to have somebody challenge you, not in a mean way or in a cruel way, but to make you question things and make you say, oh, okay, maybe I don't know everything that I thought I did, right? It's a good thing, right? Forgive the dualism. For those of you that are partnered, this could, because it's right next to the Knight of Wands, you and your partner could really be connecting on a mind level, on a soul level. There could be a lot of sensuality, sexuality this month. You could really find yourselves as well, and this isn't about like sort of the, break up to make up sort of thing. This is more a case of like, you're looking at your partner and you're like, yeah, we just resonate, and that's hot. That's, it's like this feeling of like, yes, you know what, I'm sure that this is the person that I want to be with. Lots of confidence in your relationship. You may find though that this whole thing with having to move and all the rest of it, that might be a factor, and it might be something that you're gonna have to really look at, because I do feel like travel, movement, possibly even moving home, these are all things and themes that are going to come up for you this month. And then interestingly enough, look, you're framed by the King and the Queen. So there's definitely growth here. There's definitely ability for you to make your desires manifest, for sure. Right? I mean, they are slightly different elements, but like I said, this is definitely going to be a steamy month for you, for sure. So your first week of the month, you have the Moon card right underneath the King of Cups. So this suggests to me that a Pisces male is going to feature for you in some way, shape or form. If you've got friends, family, if your partner is a Pisces, this is the month to have those conversations about anything and everything. And the fact that it's in the first week and it's also the Moon card means that you could be reviewing what some of your goals and dreams are. And that's kind of the feeling that I get. It may be that one of your personal hopes and dreams is shaping up this month. And because that's happening, it's kind of like, okay, well, where does this leave me? Especially if you're in a partnership, you could be asking yourself, okay, well, where does this leave the partnership? It doesn't mean that you have to put anything on hold. It just means that your dreams may have to start to either combine a bit more, or you might have to start looking for a happy medium. So your second week of the month, you've got the Magician card right underneath the Knight of Pentacles. Money looks good this month. Money, finances look really good, and it's almost like you're finding really fun, vibrant, interesting ways of making more money, and you're saying to yourself, right, okay, you know what, it's up to me. I know that I can do this. There's a very strong vibe of confidence this month. There could be you reaching out to people, possibly a Pisces person that's in some sort of situation of power that can help you, right? There's definitely a strong vibe here of you looking at people that have done what you've done and saying, yeah, you know what, I'm going to hit that person up for knowledge, for help, for even possibly even resources, right? But when it comes to your personal finances, the money that you need is there, and it's generated by your own hand. It's almost like it could come from somebody else, but the chances are it's going to be you making this happen. So your third week of the month, you've got the Hanged Man, right? So interestingly enough, if you are having conversations that end up going sort of, wild and fabulous and free, and you have some amazing ideas, don't bet the bank on it though, right? Don't put the house on it and say, right, okay, that's it, I'm starting up my cheese factory and I don't know, Poughkeepsie, I don't even know where that is, but I know it's in America somewhere. And that's it, I'm going to put, my house, my mortgage, everything on it. I'm not saying that's not a good idea. What I'm saying is, because the Hanged Man always asks you to take a moment to reevaluate, right? It kind of says, and we have got Mercury retrograde at the moment, so it's asking you to just be a bit sensible about it, keep the idea, you know, build on it, talk about it, form it, shape it. Now is probably not the best time to put it into action. So come up with the ideas, have the conversations, you know, go on the travel, do the exploratory trips. All of that stuff very favored this month. Just don't act on it until, you know, until we're in a better position is I guess what I want to say to you. And then finally, your 4th week of the month. You got the Sun card right underneath the Queen of Wands. I mean, this is beautiful. For those of you that are in relationships, this is a great month for your relationship. It really is a tight month for relationships, which I absolutely love. For those of you that are single, excuse me, this really does suggest that you're very confident this month, very sure in what you've got to offer, very sure in what you bring to the table. And it's almost like you're saying, you know what, with or without somebody, I'm going to shine. I don't need to be reliant on somebody else to validate me. It's almost like you're saying, you know what, I validate myself and I'm okay with that. The fact that you've got the Sun card as the 4th week of the month means that this could be a satisfactory culmination. So for those of you that are single, you could be finding a new place to live. For those of you that are, you know, for all of you in some way, shape or form, travel is going to feature. The card is also, the Sun is also a card of travel. So there's definitely that element coming in here. Lots of movement. And like I said, this is a great month for exploration. It's a great month for closing old chapters. It's a great month for you releasing things that no longer serve, all of that kind of energy. But it's really a month where you probably want to get a handle on things and have them fully formed before you start acting on them. This is not a month for action. It's a month to do everything behind the scenes, right? But more importantly, and I say that because Mercury's retrograde and Mercury is your ruler. If you haven't got your copy yet, be sure to check out the Retrograde Survival Kit. You can get that. It gives you a strategy, a crystal, a quote, all sorts for all of the planetary retrogrades that you're going to go through at some point in your life. All right. So finally, your key to the month is the World card, right? What awaits you at the end of this month is self-mastery, self-knowledge, understanding of where it is that you're going. There could be a lot of flirtatious energy this month. There could be a very mature sense of self this month. You could really be feeling, right, okay, you know what, I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go. I know how this is shaping up, and something about my world, something about my environment, something about my life, you know, I'm ready to let go of something. I'm ready to say goodbye to something, but I know that by doing that, I'm opening up this road, this journey ahead of me, that is going to be really, really exciting. I don't know why, but I feel for a lot of you single ones, somebody is coming in this month, and it's in response to the energy that you're putting out of being sure of what you offer, where you're coming from, where you're going. But for all of you in some way, shape or form, travel, connections are coming through for sure. Look at that, the Hanged Man as well, Neptune. So there's definitely a Pisces male features for a lot of you. And like I said, you know, the World card and the Magician, this could be somebody in a position of authority or a position of power really could assist you this month. And the chances are they're going to be a water sign. So with that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Take care. I'll see you soon.